Hello everybody, and welcome back to G-Bear's Off-Grid Ways. So we got a second video today, and this one is going to talk about my, let's see, what should I call it? My junkyard? Huh. So last night, my, the chart showing the status of the batteries, it was just weird. It was just with nothing being changed, no lights being switched, no refrigerators or freezers turning on, nothing changing. Just sitting there, just watching the chart go by. It would spike up to 100%, and then it would drop down into the lower 30%. And then it would jump back up to 100%. Nobody doing anything, just doing it by itself. Okay? So today, I decided to take it one step further. And I added the Victron Smart Shunt. So the Smart Shunt gives me a look at the batteries themselves, what they're doing before they feed anything to the all-in-one. Now you can see the all-in-one is saying that it's charging and powering AC. And I turned that on, it's showing that's 54 volts full. I'll post on the video screen a copy of the of what the Victron is saying. So you can see they're both agreeing. I'm at 100%. So later on tonight, I want to see what's going to happen if it's going to spike up and down like it did last night. Now the strange thing is that I had to turn on the generator, and I got the batteries to charge back up to 100%. And then I looked at it, it was 100% on the system, on my phone app for the all-in-one. It was saying 100%. So I got up, I went and used the bathroom, I came back and I sat down, and I was at 39%. Hey! What was that? Sorry. It's that time of year for these dogs, so they were a little on the edgy side. Anyway, so that was weird. It is just, with nothing happening, it just all of a sudden dropped down to nothing, and it jumped back up again. So, just to make sure that it's not something going on in the all-in-one, I added the Victron shunt. And we'll see if this makes a dive again in the system. Now, charge just shut off. So that's saying I'm at full charge. Oh, it just came back on again. Okay, so if it might be something in the all-in-one, although I went through it with the tech and seems like everything is working like it should. But hey, I'm not going to leave anything to chance here. So we're going to find out. So now I've got the Smart Shunt on the system, and I will check that when I see this one dive down. I want to see if that one reads the same thing. If it does, that's what the batteries are saying, not what the all-in-one's saying, because that is in before the all-in-one. It comes off the battery here, goes to the battery side, comes out of the battery side, and then goes into the inverter. So this will give me a guaranteed diagnosis from the get-go. Next, my favorite company, WattCycle. The company with the best battery support I've ever dealt with. And not only do they have the best support, but they have excellent products. I don't care what anybody else on the internet says. WattCycle's products are outstanding. Now, I've heard somebody complaining about the WattCycles in parallel only the smart batteries. Now that's not a smart battery. That's a regular one. But only the watt cycle smart batteries in parallel. Then they were making it sound like this was all watt cycle's fault. Well, turns out it's a problem with all battery companies with smart batteries. All the smart batteries have a problem when connecting in parallel. So when this was discovered, guess what? The first company to get out there and do something about it, Watt Cycle. They released a beta app, and the app works excellent. My friends Tony and Leanne put it on their system, and zingo, all batteries, same voltage. It balanced them right out. So what this new app does is when you click on the parallel for each battery, there's a switch in the settings. You switch that for each battery to parallel. It tells the BMSs inside of the battery that they are connected in parallel, so the BMSs all adjust to each other and they run perfectly in parallel. So I may have to pull these things out of here and get something to run the system temporarily while I deal with this company about getting replacements. All right. Now, I think that even though it's been a year plus a couple of months, I think that since I put it on my American Express green card, I think American Express will stand behind me and go after the money and give me that money back. Okay? And the only problem with that is I owe money to American Express because I bought these batteries on American Express. So I'm not going to get that money back. It's just going to go back on my American Express card. And then I'll have to take another charge off of that same card to buy watt cycle batteries to do the same. But I wouldn't buy 12 volt batteries again. I'd buy all 48 volt batteries. So that's where this is going. It's kind of a complicated situation. I know everybody out there wants to try to help G Bear get his battery problem fixed. But I'm the guy on the inside, trust me. I know what's going on here. And I have to give everything double and triple thoughts and make sure of what's going on before I make any false moves. Otherwise, I'm going to end up getting stuck. All right. It's been suggested that Lead Time wants me to send the batteries in to them before they send any new batteries out, so that they can run a test on the BMSs and say, oh no, you did something wrong. The BMSs say you did this wrong, and then void my warranty. And if that's true, then still, this company has got to be the biggest crooked company on the market. So either way, they can't win. Their best bet would be to make good on the warranty, settle this out, and then get some good publicity from me for what they did. But as of standing right now, I'm not too sure that they're ever going to get good publicity from me, because they ignore me. They don't even respond to my emails. If they didn't like what I suggested in the email, the least they could do was respond and say, no, I'm sorry, that goes against all of our policy and all. They don't even respond to me. That's not good, okay? That's not real good. So, we'll see what happens with this setup over the night. Now, by running the generator and putting a full charge in the batteries before bed, even though they dropped back to 34% before I pulled the covers over me, I've been getting through the night, but I'm not running anything. Now, winter's coming, and I'll be plugging in my electric heaters. And if my electric heaters can't run, I'm going to be burning a lot of extra propane just to keep warm. I'm not looking forward to that. that will really get my blood boiling. So they've got to do something and get these batteries replaced, or I'm just going to pull them out of there, bite the bullet, put another big charge on my credit cards, and hope that the good Lord comes through for me to help me pay them off. And I'm going to get all watt cycles. Now, I'll probably end up getting watt cycle 48 volt, 100 amp hour server rack batteries. And I can stack 4 of them right there. And that give me 400 amp hours at 48 volts in parallel. And I could put the monitor cord, which is this basic Cat 6 cord, plugs into the bottom of this unit and plugs into the batteries, and it actually works with the BMSs in the batteries. So then I will be pretty much set. Now I was hoping that it wouldn't come to that, because I really don't want to make more debt for myself. I'm trying to get out of debt, and every little thing I work on to get that seems to give me a little bit more money every month so I can start paying bills off, something else comes up and takes some of my money away. And nothing legal or anything like that, just BS the way things work. You know, you get so much for your Social Security, and you get so much for your pension, but then if you got any other services, they take it all away. Doesn't make sense to me. You know, you're doing whatever you can to get by, and every time you take a step forward, they kick you down 3 more steps, and you gotta get up, dust your knees off, and start climbing the stairs again. Just aggravating. All right, everybody. That's all I have. I want to thank you all for joining me. Thanks for Sun Gold Power for their help. Thanks for Watt Cycle for everything they do. And no thanks to Lead Time. This is G Bear signing off.